There's a new loot block in town. It is called the Vault Block. It looks very similar to the trial spawners, which we already have inside of the trial chambers. The texture also has this sort of face on it that will actually open up as the player gets close. Inside, you can see sort of an idea that there is loot inside, similar to how a spawner shows like bad guys and mobs and things inside of there. You kind of get this idea like, yeah, there's gonna be loot coming from this. The vault block spawns into the brand new trial chambers. The trial chambers will be released with Minecraft 1.21, and that should be coming out probably later this summer. Now, you can't just walk up to the vault block and have it spit out loot. You do need a trial key in order to activate it. If you defeat all of the waves of a trial spawner, it will eject some loot, and you may get a trial key. You may also just get some potatoes. Here is another trial spawner, and this one, we got the key! Now, one thing I do want to mention is that the texture of the new vault block does look different than the trial spawners that we've seen before. When players are not nearby, you get these sort of gray bars at the top, and then when a player is next to it, it will switch into these orange bars. The mouth will open, and then it's like light is emitted from there as well. And that's also when you start to see the items floating around inside. But this is pretty easy to spot the difference because at the top they have bars on the vault, but on the spawners they have corners instead of the bars. So if you're trying to only look for a vault, make sure you're looking for the nice strips of gray or orange and not the little corners of orange, because those are the spawners. Trial spawners can be activated over and over again after a short cooldown, and so you could try to get keys as many times as you want. But the new vault block can only be activated by a player one time. After using the key on this vault, it's going to eject the loot for me, and then it will turn off. And now, if I come back to this vault, even if I have another trial key, it will not open for me. But that's not true for all of the other players on this server. You can only activate a vault once per player per vault, but other players can also activate this vault, but they can only do it one time. Why the complicated loot situation, you may wonder? Well, consider this, a Bastion Remnant here in the Nether. And this Bastion Remnant has been sitting on a multiplayer server for a while now. Well, there is some really cool loot inside of Bastion Remnants. But if this is an old server, that probably means that someone's come through this area and picked through all of the loot. So those cool other side music discs, or maybe even pig snout banners, those aren't going to be available anymore. What makes the new vault block unique is that players who have already been through are locked out of getting more loot, but brand new players that to a server could open up a vault block if they haven't been to it yet before. That gives players a really good reason to head through the trial chambers and aim for these loot blocks. Now, what type of loot do they drop? Now, one thing that does need to be said is that the loot at the moment is not set in stone. This is a development build, so all of the loot tables are not currently what we're gonna see in the game. Right now, it looks like we're getting lots of armor. I'm even getting some diamonds, some emeralds, and some iron tools. But this loot will change. My guess is that this type of method for distributing loot works a lot better for some of the rarer items, like the music discs, and this makes all of these rare items that you had to really go exploring far on a multiplayer server, it makes those obtainable for people who are just joining an older server nowadays. That's assuming that they like add some type of specialty item like that. I'm just guessing here. This is a development build at the moment, so things could change. As I have mentioned before, this will be coming out in Minecraft 1.21, which should be coming out in the summer. And there you have it, almost everything we know about the vault block so far. I am super excited to see the use of the trial key and how we're going to use it, and how they're kind of adding the ability for new players to old servers, having them be able to explore areas that other people have already defeated and explored before. It makes this a very, very unique experience for Minecraft, because before it's kind of one and done, and as they mentioned in a development video, they said it's kind of like the area expired. Like, there's no reason to go back there anymore. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe for future videos. I hope that you have a great day. Until then, until next time, goodbye.